Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fuego y Sonrisa podcast. This is Snr-Sonrisa.
What's good, y'all? Fuego in the house.
And how you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing. Have a great day. Right now, we're just gonna talk about what's on our minds. What's on your mind, Fuego?
Special shout out to everybody. Just want to say what's good. Hope you guys are good. On my mind today, a lot.
Where do you want to start? You can start wherever you want.
I guess I'll kind of start off like in this way, and then we'll see how we finish it.
All right, cool.
All right. So I've been thinking lately, like, hold on, my bad, y'all. I've been thinking lately, like, just what I want to talk about next on my podcast, and that's Fuego's on his podcast. If you guys haven't heard it,
Shout out.
But it was like regrets, but not regrets, but I guess if you were able to change 3 things from your 20s that you would do differently now, what would you do, right?
Wow. Okay.
Because we're almost like we're gonna turn 29 this year, right? So it'd be nice to just kind of reflect on where we're at today to where we were when we first started our 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just something that was like on my mind.
That's so funny. That's so funny that you say that because I was thinking almost the exact same thing.
Oh,
when I was coming here. So yeah, I'm about to turn 29 in a few days. Like in a few days. Like next week.
Get the champagne ready,
so
fellas.
ladies,
champagne.
Let's go. Where are the champagne girls at? No, it's just I was thinking about that. I'm gonna turn 29 years old. I'm not afraid to say old. I'm proud to get older. This whole thing about fear of death and fear of getting old. Fear of death and fear of getting old are probably same thing. But George Carlin has a great bit about, we have this fear of getting older because we have this fear of death, pretty much. But yeah, I'm proud to be older. I'm so happy where I'm at right now. I mean, compared to last year, things are getting a lot better. I was able to pay off some debts, and I'm just thinking about, now that I'm 29, just thinking about more, financial responsibility, thinking about career choices. A lot, you're early in your 20s, you can kind of fuck around a lot, like a lot. And your body won't, you won't feel the consequences. You're just young, you feel everything. And now I'm just starting to think more about, like, just finances, like opening up an IRA Roth, where to start, doing research upon that, thinking about my career options. I'm looking into the medical field, and because I really enjoy it, and I already have a lot of knowledge about it. So I'm considering going back to school and my options. And yeah, I'm just thinking about, being responsible, taking more initiative. Just these things. I don't know why. Maybe I was avoiding it. Maybe it was FOMO. I don't know why I was avoiding all these things, but now they say the thing that you have to the thing that you're running away from is the thing that you need to head towards, and so that's what I'm heading towards. That's kind of been what's been on my mind now that I'm on the horizon of turning 29.
Nice. It's a lot in there, dude. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm getting older.
What do you mean? Like, why are you tackling quote unquote your demons, or what do you mean why?
Both. I don't know why. I don't know why I was running subconsciously. I was running away from them, but now I'm starting to think about, do I want to, eventually save up for a house, and where do I want to live, and career, and
No, I agree, and it's funny that you say that because it was something I was thinking about yesterday. It was like I was thinking the same thing, like why haven't I accomplished anything like at all, right? because I was thinking like, okay, I'm 29, right, and I'm barely starting to get like my finances right and being responsible with my bills and everything. And I was like, man, I'm almost 30, and I look back, right, and I'm like, what the heck did I do in my 20s? Like, real talk, like, what did I do? Like, I mean, granted, I mean, I did learn some stuff or whatever, right? But just like, you know, my finances and getting ahead and building for the future, I was like, what did I do? Like, I didn't do anything. I'm just sitting here doing nothing, just freaking now starting. And I mean, I would say maturity for sure comes with it.
Yeah.
But it's just something like I thought about, and then I realized, like, man, I was like super procrastinator, like super bad. And I'm like listening to myself now because I took like 2 days off from like work, like online stuff, working and everything.
Oh yeah.
And slowly I can hear my mind like I'm like, oh, I gotta do something, and I can slowly hear that voice coming back like, nah, I just put it off, like, nah. And I'm like, hold up, like, I know, like, I really was like looking in the mirror yesterday, like last night, and I got mad. I was like, nah, hold up, like, I'm not going back to that guy. Like, I'm not going back to not doing what I'm not doing anymore. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing now, so I'm gonna continue that path.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just funny how much I listened to that voice throughout my whole 20s instead of really like focusing and really getting my work done. And it's just like, and there's also too discomfort. Like, when you know you have a lot of stuff to do, you don't want to do that. Like,
True.
Like, I knew I had to do like podcasts, and I wanted to make music, and I had to do the Freestyle Fridays. But if it wasn't kind of easy for me, then I didn't want to do it. It was always like a bother to me. Like, like, damn, I don't want to do that. It just doesn't feel right. I feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I'm like, as I'm learning now, like, I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. Like, of course I was putting it off because I didn't want to feel discomfort. Like, I'm already chilling. Like, why do I want to feel like that? And I feel like that's something that really held me back, like, a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's super easy to just get into a pattern of always seeking things that seek you pleasure. And, you know, there's always people that are like, carpe diem, and, you know, seize the moment. And there is some truth to that. Living in the moment and appreciating every second of your existence. There is some value there. But there's people go to the extreme where it's like, FOMO, like, I don't want to miss out. Let me travel to every other place in the country. And then you're still like, then when you come back, you're still at the same spot financially. You're not really, you know, you did all this stuff. Yeah, you went to go to Italy and have some pasta and stuff like that, which is great.
Yeah.
You could put it on your Instagram stories or whatever.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
Like, where are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a nice sunset, y'all, but where are you at? Like, are you still, when you go back, are you still, you know, are you still dealing with those demons? And by demons, it can be like running away from responsibility, or not really asking those tough questions, or, you know, figuring out what you want to do in the next step in your life. You know, these are things that we have to think about, because they're necessary. You know, if we want to be a better person, and I say better in quotes because better is subjective, right? What might be better for you might be different for somebody else. Somebody who's family oriented, you know, might have a different set of values than somebody who is free spirited. Somebody who's organized and likes everything a certain way is going to be very different than somebody who's spontaneous and likes to be in chaos. So you have to find something that works for you. And it's so easy to just run away from the problems and just spend all your money on, you know, on dumb things like, and I say dumb things like, I spend money on dumb things. Like, hell, like, there's times where I want to go buy boba, and it's okay I treat myself every once in a while. Or, you know, Starbucks. But I try to do that sparingly because at first I want to actually enjoy it. So if I do it every day, I'm not going to enjoy it as much because it becomes a habit. And we rarely enjoy things that become habits. And second, I try to use it like as a treat. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about, you know, I'm going to go back to school soon. I'm thinking about school. I'm really taking a hard look at school because in order for me to be in a profession like in the medical field and to have, you know, enough salary where I'm okay living in the Bay Area, not, you know, working 2 jobs and having that kind of lifestyle, I will have to go back to school. And the reason I was hesitant about it is because tuition goes up every year, and I was thinking financial wise, like, man, do I want to get into debt? So that's why I was looking into options that were accelerated, and I won't have to get into like $100,000 in debt. And so I found a few options close to the area that would really benefit me and will jumpstart my career in the medical field. So I'm happy that I'm actually I at least started to look into it, because I was avoiding it for so long. And so here I'm at. That's where I'm at right now.
Damn, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what would be like, what is one thing that you would change if you were all doing your 20s all over again? Something
my 20s all over again.
Yeah, something that, like, I wouldn't say regret, but something you knew you shouldn't, like, you knew it wasn't a good idea, but hey.
In my early 20s or in my late 20s?
Early 20s.
Early 20s.
Yeah, we can move, like.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll start early and then I'll go late.
Yeah.
So my early 20s, I was just continuing. I would even go back to my teens. So I know it's dumb, but I'll start with my teens, and
right.
Here's why. So my teens, like, the first thing I would do is, before I go to college, I would just get a job. And the reason I say that is because I went through 5 years of college. And don't get me wrong, I love every second of it. I had met great people along the way. People fantastic. They're going to be great doctors and occupational therapists, physical therapists, and everything. So I would just take a break from school, just work, and see what's out there. And the reason I say that is because, like, in high school, you're pushed to go to college. There's this agenda, like, you see a counselor and they kind of, like, they want you to go to college, and I understand why, because for them that was their only out to get ahead in the world. But I would have wanted to just take a break from school and just work first, and maybe travel a little bit before I went to school, because I mean, school's always there. Like, you always have options. Like, there was community college. I could have gone to community college. There's things I could have done there. And I guess that's the one thing I do kind of regret. Like, I should have just worked first and then went to school. Because, I mean, I did go to 5 years of school, and even though, like I said, even though I got a degree and everything, I didn't end up pursuing that career anymore, because things changed, and now it takes to be a doctorate to be a physical therapist, and I decided I don't want to make that choice of getting $100,000 in debt and going to 3 more years of school. And was that a wise choice? I will never know, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not knowing, because I met a lot of other people along the way, and I became more mature. And a few years I did fuck off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I did work for events and catering, and I was in a relationship that was toxic for both of us. I did my fair share of stupid things when I was in that relationship, but I became a better person. So maybe if I would have worked and then went to school, I would have made better decisions. I don't know. It could have been, I could have gotten into a car accident. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's funny that we're talking about this. Maybe I would do it all over again.
Feel it.
Because then I wouldn't be the person who I am today. But maybe the one thing I would change is work first and then go to school. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. For me,
what about you?
Yeah, for me, I'll start off in my early 20s. In my early 20s, I was super wild. Going out, getting towed up, getting messed up. So if I was to change anything in my 20s, I think it would be listen a little more to my OGs, like listen more to my elders. now everybody doesn't have like the right ideas. That's why it's a very, what I'm saying is kind of stepping on like eggshells.
Speak your truth, brother.
But yeah, I would say if there was a few good voices that I should listen to in my 20s, because I think my mid 20s and now going towards the ending of my 20s, damn, I'm still 20 though. I'm grateful though. Yeah, I think my life would have been a little bit different. I would have been more focused, and I would have been able to achieve what I wanted to achieve. Not like podcasting or all this. I'm just saying for myself, like financially wise and being more responsible and other things that I think about. It's just, I think I would have been on a better level if I was to listen instead of thinking I knew it all and being hella stubborn. I think that's something that really bothered me, because it's like, damn, bro, like all you had to do was just listen. Like that's all I had to do was just listen, and I wouldn't listen for nothing. I was like, nah, man, y'all can't tell me how to live my life. Like I know what I'm doing. Like, so what if I'm going out? So what if I'm drinking? So what if I'm like, I don't know, calling in to work and stuff like that? So what if I'm doing all that? Like I know I'm good. I'll figure it out. So that's something I really in my 20s, because I was super stubborn in my 20s. Like, for real, my early 20s, man, I was super stubborn. Like, nobody could tell me anything. Even if I was wrong. Even if I knew I was wrong, I was still right.
1 + 1 is not 3, okay?
So, it's just, yeah, I think that definitely. I think in my mid-20s, what I would have liked to do was, for sure, start my process of not chasing women and giving up friendships that I knew weren't worth it. I think those are two things I should have done in my mid-20s, because I would have been way ahead right now than I would have been where I am right now. I would have been way ahead because I would have been more mature, I would have been more focused, and I would already understand what the hell is going on in my world. Not everything, right? But I would understand what the hell I'm doing, and I would be able to drop everything and really focus on my goals like I am now. So that's, yeah, I think that was my biggest things. It's always that holding myself back. Yeah. I think that's what really, it doesn't bother me, because like you said, I don't regret it. Like I like that I lived my life the way I did until this point, because at least I got it. I understand now. It'd be scary if I'm in my 40s or something. And what did I do all during my prime years? I would be, oh man, that would really haunt me. But so I don't regret none of it, because I did have fun. But I think that, yeah, those things for sure would be like that. Yeah, like the not chasing the women, dropping bad friendships, really listening to the OGs, and just going tunnel mode, just blocking everything out and just focus on my grind.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny that you said not give a fuck and be stubborn. But I think there's, and I know that I think I had a phase of that too. Mm-hmm. I think that's just part of being growing up. Like part of like your late teens and early 20s is just like, I don't give a fuck. Throw my middle finger in the air. I'm gonna go party. And then there's like a whole culture behind that. Everybody around you is drinking. Everybody out around you is partying. So, like, if you're not around the right people, you're going to be dragged into those situations where you are just getting faded and get fucked up, and you're around people who may not have the best interests at heart. So, no. I mean, I think that's another, like you said, like, that's part of the culture, and that's part of like just growing up. And there are some people that are more mature for their age, but they're very rare. But you kind of want to seek those people out, because then they're going to take you to, they're going to show you that if you're responsible early on, you get to eat your cake too. You know what I'm saying? I met people like that. I met two types of people. I met people that were just, they would go out and they go party and stuff like that. And it was cool because they were known as a cool person or whatever, and they have cool Instagram stories and stuff like that. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's cool. Like if that's how you want to live your life, that's cool. Yeah. But then there's also people who I met who were responsible, and they end up being highly successful, at what they do. They're living their life. they are already like, even though they're young, like let's say they're like 25 or whatever, but they're married, they have kids, they already have a job, a career, like they already got everything right, like everything that's everybody's, takes them a little bit longer, like in their 30s or 40s, some people, they change careers or things happen, and that's cool too. But some people already have like, like if a family and kids, and they have like, just being a parent, and they're with somebody they really like, and they got things that people seek out, those fairy tale things, and sometimes that's what they appear, and maybe there are things that we don't really know about, but I mean they already did all that work in the beginning, so they already put all that work in the front end, so in the back end they get to kind of chillax, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you put in the work, bro. It's, man, then you have the experience, and then you have the wisdom. Yeah. I think wisdom is like I know it's always said, but I really feel like it's an underrated gift to have, because man, even just for yourself, like not even to tell anybody, like it's nice to give people advice, but just for yourself, like man, like it just, I don't know, to me I think it's a really cool feeling to have, like just the internal wisdom, like all right, cool, like okay, now I know that, or now I know that doesn't work. Or I don't know, just things like that. But yeah, man, it's just, it's crazy things like that we go through in our lives, and now that we're at the tail end of our 20s, like just to see everything, it's like damn. Bro, it goes by real quick, man, real quick.
It does. After high school,
yeah,
I think it goes by quicker because you're not forced to do something first that you don't like to do, which is like go to school and put your bags and do homework and be stuck in school from 7:30 to 3:30 or whatever, right? So I think that's part of it. You just wake up, you just start doing things, and you're just kind of on your own, and you're just figuring it out, and that time flies when you do that, versus just being stuck at somewhere you hate and dreading every waking moment of waking up and fucking,
Yeah, I think too, for schools, I think that should also be. I mean, it's sad that it's not taught in our schools, but it'd be nice to actually have really good information for high school kids who want to go into colleges. I think the right idea should be there and be told, because like a lot of kids to go to school and they get the wrong they get the wrong degrees, or degrees that aren't going to help them pay for anything. I don't know, like a liberal arts major or an arts major, like it's kind of hard to find a really good job with those type of degrees, and people go into super major debt because they don't know, and then they're screwed for like the rest of their life.
So one of the things about, I think you're right,
that's what sucks too.
I went to Mount, and luckily I was able to, from there is where people were talking about FAFSA and learning how to sign up for FAFSA so you can get free money. And some of them did emphasize like, hey, I mean, most of it was just like people trying to get people to go to their school, which is whatever. I don't care about that. But some of them did say like, hey, it's better to go to community college. And I really appreciate those people, because a lot of people, if community college wasn't around, a lot of people would be a lot more dead.
Oh yeah.
So I'm happy that they did talk about that. But what I wish they would talk about, and this is kind of talk back to what I was talking about, the things that I regret, and maybe I'm projecting, and I don't care.
Do your thing, bro.
But they should have talked more about just working, like just it's okay to take time off and work. And I think they should have just emphasized, yeah, it's cool, go ahead and go work, and just see like what doors open. Try working for a job for a year, and I mean, your first job ain't gonna be you're not gonna be like the fucking manager of Baskin Robbins or whatever cool job you could think of. You're not gonna be living on an island or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like just take some time off, go work and do things and volunteer. I wish they would emphasize that kind of stuff, because working in other industries or volunteering or doing other things you can also meet other people there and meet connections, and we all know that connection is really how you get up, because it doesn't matter, you know, you can be like the hardest working person, but if you still don't know the right person that can help you get there, you know, then you're not going to get there. So college does a lot of good things, you know. It does open your eye to more opportunity. It does, you know, you do meet all kinds of people there, but I just wish they would talk more about just working and volunteering and doing that kind of stuff too, because that also opens up a lot of connections and other opportunities. College, in my opinion, like universities and stuff like that, they're way overrated, and sometimes you don't need to take, there's certain, like, it bugs me that you have to take fucking classes that are not in your major. It really does bug me. It bothers me a lot that I have to take stupid general education requirements for the state of California, because those things I'm not using for my degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need, why do I gotta take 3 English classes again? Like, if my writing is bad, I will seek a tutor or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't that be a choice versus a forced responsibility? Why do I gotta be told I gotta take 10 different classes before I finally go into my major? Now, if they're prerequisites, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If they're like, if I have to take physics because I need to know physics for my degree, that makes sense. But if I'm studying liberal arts, why do I gotta take physics? Or why do I gotta take 2 things of biology or whatever? Or vice versa. If I'm, you know, studying to be a biology major, why do I gotta take an art class? You know? It bothers me that you're forced to take classes that have nothing to do with your degree. So
yeah, and just to drop some value for any young fellas out there or anybody who is thinking about school, I would say find a trade school, you know, like an electrician, a plumber, just so you can cut through all the crap. It might be a little more expensive, but at least you cut the crap and you go straight to that. You know, if you're gonna be like an electrician or you're gonna be a plumber, you get to it quicker, and you'll have a loan unless you have the dough, but at least you'll be able to pay it off quicker because you're not there for longer years. Like you said, doing like general ed stuff when that has nothing to do with what your, I guess, major is. It might be a little more expensive at first, but at least you'll be out quicker and you'll pay everything off. So that's what I would recommend for dudes. Go and get a trade if you want to go to school, because that's the best option for you to make more dough. I think everything else is kind of like crap, in my opinion, and it's just a waste of your time and a waste of your money. So I would just go get a trade if I was a man, and go to school for that, and go out there, make your dough, and go live the life that you want.
Yeah, man, explore your options.
Yeah.
Explore, like, man, electricians, they may get paid banks, man. They get paid good money, and they don't have to go to school for that long, and they get paid, like, right out the door, they get paid bank. Electricians, plumbers, dude, those are so, like, underserved, and we really in this day and age where a lot of people don't know how to fucking you know, wire a house or things like that, people are going to need that, and those skills are going to become even more valuable in the future because everything is becoming online and everything, which is cool. Like, it's cool that I know how to fix my ceiling lamp or whatever because I can just YouTube a video, but there's certain things that I'm going to need an electrician that are more complex, or fuck, I'm a lazy fuck and I just want to pay somebody to do it for me. You know?
Yeah.
So those are very valuable, and like you said, they're probably not talked enough. And yeah, there's even schools like that, like trade schools you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's even ones that are for allied health, like for medicine and stuff like that.
Sick.
There's a Kaiser school in Richmond.
Oh wow, nice.
And you can, like, it's really hard to get in, but once you're in, right? And it's by Kaiser, and so, like, if you're thinking about going into, like, medicine, look into that. If you don't want to be 4 years in fucking a university or whatever. I completely understand because I've been there. You know?
Yeah. No, definitely. So, yeah. So, those are just, like, those would be cool for you. Just so you can get your degrees going. I mean, you can get your career and your life going. And obviously, we know we're all here trying to make a dough. So, you'll be making cool money. I mean, and the thing, too, that I'm going to say is, if you're going to go to college because you're trying to get chicks, which I totally understand. I don't know, unless you really want to. Like, if you're gonna do a trade in community college and then transfer, but because there's chicks there, especially because we're young and I feel it, man, hell yeah. Then I guess so. But in my opinion, I think I would just go for the trade. Like, this is what I would do. I would just, if I was gonna be in a trade school job, because that's not where my career is going. But if that was where I was headed, that's what I would do. And then once I have dough, because I'm going to have hella dough and I'm still going to be hella young, you know what I'm saying? Then you would have all those girls that you thought about chasing. Now they're chasing you. And that's all I'm going to say. Either you go for what you want in the beginning and wait for the long-term success, or you go for the long-term success first, and then you reap all the benefits that come with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying that for the fellas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would do.
College isn't the only way to meet chicks, right? Like, we live in a world where we're communicating, you have to go to the store. Like, there's other ways to meet. I feel like there's other ways you can have that social dynamic. Like, you're talking about, and like I said, there's a lot of volunteer opportunities too. Like if you're interested in volunteering, I mean, yeah, get a little whatever job if you want, but volunteering is something you're really passionate about. Like, if you want to build homes and go to those people that help build homes and shit like that in underprivileged communities, do that. If you want to help serve the homeless, you can do that. Like, people need a lot of help. A lot of these nonprofits need help. So, and that will open up a lot of doors. And hey, who knows? You might meet somebody who you might end up falling in love with, or whatever, right? Or have a one-night stand with.
Yeah. So, there's just things to think about while you're out there, out living and living. So, since we're almost at the end of our 20s, what is something now that either you'll change or that you look forward to going into our 30s?
Going into my 30s. What do I look forward to going into my 30s?
Yeah.
And goals are just like...
Or like, let's say you're dealing with something now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it could be anything. Like now, that you're seeing right now. That you know can benefit you into your 30s. What would that change be now?
Going to school. So for me, it's going. This is I'm talking from my personal perspective, and everybody's different, right? So for me, I would choose going to school because, and like I said, I'm thinking about going to the Kaiser one in Richmond because it's a fast program. It's only 2 years. It has what I'm looking for, medical field, and if I finish it, I'll be well into my 30s with a new career, with a new degree and hopefully a new career where I can jumpstart and get back into the workforce. I'm really excited for that. The reason I still hesitate and stuff like that is because of finances, and I still have to do a little bit more research about the school, and I want to be able to, because my goal is to go into school and not graduate with debt. So in order to do that's going to mean I'm going to have to do a lot of sacrificing. Like, sacrificing, people think of it as a negative, but it's really a positive. It just means delayed gratification. So maybe like if I do go to school, it's going to be a lot of, it's going to be like 30 total for 2 years. It's going to be like $30,000, a little over $30,000. That means I might not be able to go to concerts. That means I'm not going to be able to go see those comedy events. That means I'm not going to go on spontaneous, vacations and stuff like that. And I'm okay with that because I have to know that I'm going to be able to reap the reward at the end. And in order for me to not graduate with debt, I'm going to have to make those sacrifices. And I can still treat myself, and I will treat myself. And I may go to like small comedy club or do a little local traveling here, because we live in California. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. So there's a lot of things to see here. So I might, do some local traveling, but not spend like $600,000, $700,000, $800, $1,000 here, $1,000, and I can't be doing that. I can't.
Yeah, plus there's coupons. Groupon too.
That's true. That's another thing about growing up. Like, you could still travel, like, if you know how to play it right. And what I mean by right is, like, just being smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways you can travel and be like, and save hella dough, but you just got to be, you got to be on top of that. Like, if you want to travel next week because you just want to travel, then you're going to be spending probably twice as much if you were to then plan it out in 6 months and travel something, and maybe you can find deals and shit. Like, I think that's always fun, like finding deals and shit. I think that's to me. This is personally, but I find that fun. Like, wow, I saved, $20, and I can spend that money on something else or invest or whatever. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to make, part of growing up is, realizing that life, live in the moment, and by living in the moment, I truly mean living in the moment. Not live in the moment and seize the day. Yay, let's put that on my Instagram story. Let's watch the sunset together. No. Like, truly enjoy the moment. My mom is getting older. I want to get to know her more. Have sisters and brothers. Maybe do some more things with them. Figuring out what I value and spending more on that versus just trying to run away from my problems or post something just for the gram or seek out validation through going to events or things like that. So it's kind of what I've been thinking about, and kind of things that I want to do more of.
Yeah.
What about you? I mean, what are some things that you want to do in your 30s?
Man. I think for me to finish off my 20s, I think it would just be just staying on my grind, I think. So, fingers crossed, but so far the way I'm going right now, I think it's really good, and I just want to maintain it, because I know in my 30s, I'm still going to have to grind. I know maybe till the middle part of my 30s, I think is where I'll probably be, where I don't have to work as much. I mean, I think I still am going to, because it's just in my nature now, but I feel like at least in my 35, I should be able to, ease off on the gas a little bit, chill a little bit more, actually be able to really do stuff that I really want to do, which is like seeing the world and stuff like that. But I know that right now I have to just focus, because since I didn't do anything already throughout my whole 20s, well, now I'm paying for it now. So now I have to take it serious and, get to work, which I'm cool with, because I'm just happy to know I have direction now going into my 30s, which is the coolest thing, because when I was turning 20, I didn't have no direction. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing, except I knew how to drink. And I'm not bashing drink or anything like that. Honestly, I don't diss it at all, because, I had good times.
You still have good times, we still be able to drink and stuff.
We still drink.
Just being more responsible about it.
Not drinking like 3-4 days in a row, or calling out because you're hungover and shit like that. But I really enjoy my drink now, because now it feels good. Now it feels more of a reward, like you were saying. I'm now in the lane, and now it's like, if I'm gonna have a drink, it's because whatever. I mean, I haven't had a drink in a while now, since the last time.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Wow, it's been a minute.
So, but I mean, but I'll still have one here or there or whatever. Mm. But yeah, I'm more focused more on the grind now. So I think that would be my biggest thing. I think so. Just that, and just leveling up and everything I want to accomplish. I started practicing on my Spanish again. So
that's good.
So I try to every other night, on one sheet of paper, I'll just write. I'll go on YouTube and I'll find Spanish for beginners, and then I'll just start writing down the words, and it translates to English. And I've been practicing, because I know my Spanish sucks, and it's funny too, because back in the days, when I had my chicks, or when I was talking to a girl, and it's meeting the family time and all that, I wouldn't really talk. I mean, I can speak Spanish, but I wouldn't talk as much with the parents, because I was shy, because obviously they're very fluent, and I'm so, and I'm I can't even hold a conversation, because I'm speaking Spanglish out here and stuff. So
get that Spanglish on fleek.
So I'm all right, I gotta I gotta get back into my roots. And it's also cool too, because since my daughter knows how to kind of speak Spanish, it's pretty cool to not have her lose it, because I should have, like I said, I should have listened when they told me practice your Spanish because you're gonna forget it. And I'm like, yeah, and then now I'm like, yeah. So yeah.
See.
So yeah, that's the little things I'm working on right now.
Good.
Yeah, little things I'm working on right now. So I can get ready for my 30s. But yeah,
That's cool, man. I'm glad. That's cool. You're talking about learning practicing Spanish. There's this app. It's free. It's with a little green bird, and I forgot what it's called.
oh,
But
like,
you can practice.
what is it, like Duolingo? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
Sick.
It has like things where you play little games and you're also practicing, and it also helps if you pronounce it. But they also have like things where they'll have like a sentence you have to pronounce, and you have to hit like a microphone button. And you actually have to say it the way it's supposed to be sound.
Really?
Hey, yeah, and it'll correct you if you say it like wrong or whatever. And then there's like little games where you have to match the English word with the Spanglish. I'm doing Spanglish. No que no.
Español.
Español sin barreras. Nah. Where you have to match the English word with the Spanish word, and so those games are fun. Also, what really helps is if you watch content in Spanish, watch movies, watch the news, and then try to. That will kind of like switch gears for your mind to like start thinking in Spanish, which then helps you speak Spanish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was watching some series on Netflix with my mom. It was called, I think it's called Monarca. Netflix. It was pretty good. But it's all based in Mexico, and so they're speaking Spanish, and there's some things I have to like pause because they speak like slang. There's like some slang in there, and I'm like, hey, what's that mean? And I don't want to like go to Google and search it and take hella up, right? So I'm just like, hey mom, like, can you translate for me? Yeah, so it's cool, like just watching content in Spanish and learning slang, and so yeah, you can do apps or watch content or like watch Spanish news because that's always attractive if you're a guy.
Yeah. Weather ladies, where y'all at?
The weather lady. Oh, what? Where are those clouds at? Can you reach over there for me?
Yeah, no, for real. And also too, like, going out and practicing your Spanish. Like, once I kind of get the words, luckily we live in a state where, it's a lot of Spanish speaking, individuals. So, I'm gonna go out there and practice, just so I can actually have conversations with people in Spanish instead of just English. So yeah. Because I also want to get to Italian. I've always wanted to learn Italian, but I'm not trying to go to Italian before learning how to speak. Yeah. Basically, my native tongue.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like I can't just move on when I don't even know.
It's very similar, and you'll like if you were to read the stuff, you can understand a lot of it. Because I was doing the same thing. This was like cool. 5 years ago. I was on Duolingo, and I was like, hey, let me try Italian. And I'm like, oh, a lot of this I can understand, but there's it is Italian, so it's going to be different. Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah, sick. Alright, cool.
Yeah, me, I want to like kind of like in the same aspect. I want to be able to be proficient in Spanish, and I also want to learn like medical terminology in Spanish. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
And also want to learn Portuguese.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, like if I ever go to Brazil or something, I want to be like, whatever.
Man.
Go to Sao Paulo or go to Rio, go to, explore Brazil.
Hell,
it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Beautiful beaches.
A lot of things to see.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
Brazil and Portugal.
And Portugal, yeah. Knock out 2 with 1, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Nice,
you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. It's a great idea.
So that's cool, man.
Yeah, so that'd be kind of where I'm headed right now. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep hustling, keep grinding.
What do you think about so I've been kind of researching on my own time Roth IRAs.
Oh, okay.
I've been just kind of looking into what is a Roth IRA, why is it better, stuff like that. It's way better than a IRA. So a Roth IRA, you pay taxes in the front, so that way later in the future you take them out and you're not taxed. IRA traditional, you don't pay taxes in the beginning, but you pay taxes in the end. And you don't want to do that because of inflation. Things tend to be more expensive, and you have to pay tax later, and tax tends to go up in the future. So anyway, I was looking into like what's a good place, and so right now I'm debating to either do like a robo advisor, and I'm looking into opening up an account either with Betterment or Wealthfront. They have been really great reviews and they have very low fees. I don't know which one to take, and I'm still deciding where to go, because I mean, I'm in my 20s now, and I'm in my late 20s, but I would like to have a retirement account just in case, when I get 59 and a half or 6. I probably want to work. I love working. I'm a workaholic, so I probably do want to work until late into my 60s. But if and when the day does come when I do retire, I do want to have that nest egg where I can rely on and live comfortably. Yeah. Because when you're in your 60s and you have a hard time paying rent, and because you lost your job or whatever, that sucks, So I'm thinking about opening up an IRA Roth, and just little by little just start depositing money into that, and I also have debts to pay. I still owe. I bought a car last year, and I'm still paying that off. I want to pay that off as soon as possible. So just kind of being more financially on top of things, and saving up for the future, because most people don't have savings accounts or things or an emergency fund, and I don't want to be like most people. I want to be the outlier. I want to be prepared. I want to have a retirement where I'm not stressed out about money or working at Walmart, because I can't pay bills. So that's kind of where my mind's at. There's that aspect of being financially responsible. Then I'll school, and then my personal selfish goal is like I want to get LASIK. Just because I'm tired of wearing glasses and contacts.
Agree.
So yeah, those are my kind of goals. Do you have any financial goals you want to achieve, like opening up accounts, playing with the stock market, Roth IRA, paying off debt? Like what are some financial goals you want to accomplish or get on top of?
I'll start off from to beginners, and then I'll move up to your question.
Okay.
I would say first, for anybody who's trying to save, or anybody that starts saving their money, I would say save up to I say the bare minimum 6 months. All this advice I'm getting from right here that I'm about to say, I got it from AMS. I gotta shout them out because I totally agree.
I've heard the same advice though, but yeah, go on. Financial experts, a lot of financial experts agree with you.
It would save up at least bare minimum half of what you, or up to 6 months of the bills that you have to pay every month, but you should specifically try to go for a whole year on saving up that much money, because you never know, things happen. God forbid anything happen to you or your family, or crazy, your car goes bad or whatever. You have at least that dough that at least in case anything crazy happens, you don't really have to panic because you have that dough. So I think that would be the first thing before anything, before you even start investing, before you even go into the stock markets or anything. That's what I would do, and that's kind of where I'm headed now. At first I was starting with, I was doing stocks and all that, and I mean I'm still kind of playing with it, but I just I took a break. So I'm all right, I'm gonna just chill, because I know I don't even have the dough to play the game. So I'm all right, I'm it's cool, but I'm no, I'm kind of just wasting my time. I'd rather just try to find ways to make more dough so I can save. So I think that's where I'm starting off now instead. But the cool thing too is that for jobs, if you find the right job, they have 401k plans, and those are plans where they help you pick a plan for retirement, and I think it can roll over to, like you said, an IRA. IRA
Roth.
IRA Roth. Where you can roll over into that in case you quit the job, or or you get laid off, but you still have your savings account.
Can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
There's some employers that have, the best one is where your employer matches you.
Yeah.
Dollar for dollar. So those are the 401k, I think it's called.
Yeah, 401k.
Yeah, just 401k, right?
Yeah, 401k.
Yeah, 401k where the employer matches you. So imagine like you're putting in money and your company's putting in money, so you're getting like
Double.
extra dough. You're
Yeah.
getting extra money, so you definitely want to contribute to that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so always look out for jobs that have good benefits like that. 401ks for sure. Medical and all that, obviously, but it also depends too on what the rates are and what you're willing to pay. If you don't make a lot of dough, I think they still have Obamacare. I would go for Obamacare. You're gonna pay less.
CoveredCalifornia.com. You don't want to. My mistake. You don't want to not have insurance because they're cracking down. So for me, like I was 4 months without health insurance, and I got taxed. They billed me $735.
Wait, when?
When I paid my taxes. So I actually had to pay the IRS $735. I think $735. Had to pay them. They're cracking down, and they will send you a bill. Like, so you want to have health insurance, go to coveredcalifornia.com. There's somebody, I think there's a phone number you can call, and they can tell you like what's a good plan for you. There's some really cheap options. There's ones that are like $20 a month or something like that. So it's based on your income.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you have health insurance, because if not, you might get a surprise from Uncle Sam, and instead of getting money, you're gonna end up paying money. So make sure you're covered there.
And just to disclaimer, I am no medical insurance advisor or anything.
Yeah, we're
like
not
that.
tax advisor or anything, but I'm just talking for personal experience,
and
entertainment purposes.
And the reason also too why I say that is because your job could also, they could also give you a plan to go under their medical insurance, and those are going to be more expensive, but you'll probably pay less out of pocket when anything happens like that compared to Covered California, because they have tiers. They have a bronze, they have a silver, and they have a gold.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're young and we're healthy, fingers crossed, but the bronze is better for us because we don't really see anything like that happening in our near future. But the out-of-pocket for those bronze ones are pretty expensive. So that's also just a heads up if you want to go that route. Yeah, and that would be that route on medical insurance.
Yeah, we just, I know we're young and healthy and stuff like that, but just have insurance, because, I mean, first, it's always good to have. Things happen sometimes. You get sick or whatever. And second, you don't want to be paying extra dough. Like, if you don't pay for medical insurance, you will pay, like, tax season. So either you pay in the front and you don't pay as much, or you pay in the back and it's going to be, like, triple the amount. So do yourself a favor. Go ahead and go to coveredcalifornia.com if you want. There's other resources, but that's really a good resource. And there's a phone number you can call to talk about the plans.
Yep.
And the people there over the line are really friendly, and they'll help you decide which plan to choose from.
Yeah, we'll put those in the description too. If you guys want to check it out. Yeah, so I guess that's where I'm headed at right now. I'm honestly just trying to save my dough. I'm trying to get to that point because, it's kind of like RPG games. Like seriously, like
That's cool. I like that analogy.
It's like you want to level up, but obviously you can't beat certain things or get that potion, or you can't get whatever, or that armor if you don't have enough funds. And also too, like, if you don't have enough fun, or if you have the funds to get it, but the return on investment isn't worth it, then you have to save up dough, so then when you can buy it, you still have money on the side that you have left over, instead of spending like $150, and then you get the $150, and then you don't really get a good return, and then you're at zero again. You're like, crap, I gotta do this all over again. So where you can save up like $200, and then then it's a little less of a struggle to get back that dough.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking more into saving right now, because I feel like that's where I need to get to first, and then from there, then I can really start playing what I gotta play. Plus, I'm still pretty young, so I'm not really in a huge hurry to try and win at stocks and all that, because I know I'm going to eventually. That's hella cocky of me, but YOLO, bro.
No, that's cool. I mean, the main thing is to pay off your debts if you have any. There's two ways to do it, right? There's the snowball effect, where you pay off the smallest debt first, and then you work your way up to the bigger debts. So you pay off, if you have 3 credit card bills, first maybe consider consolidating with a credit union and getting a small personal loan to save with all that insurance. Save with all that interest, because the interest is like 20 something crazy %. So maybe consider consolidating if you can. If you can't, just pay off the smallest debt first, and then work your way up to pay off the bigger debt. That's the snowball effect. And the other one's called the avalanche, where you start off with the biggest debt first, and you pay off that one, and then you work your way down to the smaller debts. Debts will affect you. They will do. Having a good credit score does affect you. If you want to have a car, if you ever want to buy a house, if you want to get a nice apartment, this shit is real, and you got to pay that shit. If you want to have nice things, if you want to have a house or ever dream of that kind of stuff, make sure you do that, because how bad would you feel, right? You go into a house, it's a house that you've been looking for, you get the tour and everything, and it has everything that you want, but because your credit score isn't at the par where it's supposed to be, you can't get it, and you lost the house. Or let's say you're single and you're trying to get your own place and you want to upgrade, and you want to move into a nice apartment. Well, how bad would you feel if, because you can't have a nice apartment, it's because you didn't pay off a debt 2-3 years ago, a credit card, and now you're paying for it. So these things catch up to you. What you don't do in the past, just because you didn't pay it off in the past doesn't mean it won't affect you. So make sure you want to have. I know we've been getting into finance right now, but it's really important. We're in our late 20s. We want to make sure you have a chance to succeed in life, and part of that is being financially responsible and paying off your debts and making sure that you have a good credit score. And there's more things to credit score besides paying off your debts, but like a good 30% of that credit score is just paying off your debts and paying them on time and paying all that shit. So if you do have debt, there are resources. There's credit. Like if you have if you have like 3 different credit cards, start paying them off. And like I said, consider consolidating your debt, getting a small loan, and then paying that loan off. And the reason why you do that is, again, because you're not paying 20% interest rate. You might be paying 8-9% based on your credit score or whatever, but it's not no 20%.
Yeah.
Just some financial.
No, that was cool that you said that. That's the one thing I totally spaced out on. Yeah, credit. Like, whoa. Yeah, that's the most important part of this whole journey, of this whole financial journey, is credit. Yeah, pay off your debts, man.
Yeah, it's no joke, man. I used to have. It's crazy. I started off this year. That's how I started. I just paid off one giant debt.
Hell yeah.
$8,000, bro. I paid it off. It took me a year. A year and a half, I think.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, to pay it off, but it's because I focus on putting that money, paying it off, and not going to concerts and shit. I mean, there's sacrifices you gotta make. There's times where, if you don't have a lot of debt and you're financially responsible, then you can go to a concert and stuff like that and enjoy yourself, every once in a while. But if you go overboard, then that's gonna lead you into the red and into trouble. So right now we have to be thinking about, if you have a career and stuff like that and you want to be responsible, go ahead, treat yourself. Yeah, go ahead, go to Italy and stuff like that. But if you're still trying to build your credit, or your credit score is not good, there are resources available, and you want to make sure you do pay off any debt you have, because if not, it will bite you in the ass. It will. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. It will.
It really will. Bro. Now I'm just paying my dues. I did all my dues, now I have to pay for them.
Yeah, it's either have fun now, but pay them later.
Yeah, have fun now, pay them later, or just stay focused and pay what you can only pay.
Yeah,
not go overboard.
Yeah, it's so easy to just go onto the, what do they call that, the Dora the Explorer, that swiper fox. You just go swiping spree and just go and spend pull out your credit card, and expensive restaurants here and trips to Spain there, and here, and go scuba diving here, and fucking go traveling there, and then fucking you come home and you spend like $5,000. You're like, what the fuck did I just do? Why the fuck? No, there's a way to have a, having a credit card is, there's the reason why you want to have a credit card is so that way you can build credit. It's not so you can spend money you don't have on things you can't afford to impress people who don't care.
Yep.
So go ahead, have a credit card. Look, there's a lot of different types of credit cards. I listened to this guy named Graham Stephan. He has a really entertaining show on YouTube, and he talks a lot about like credit cards and things about spending and which credit cards give you like the best bonuses and stuff like that. Whether that's bonuses such as like money back on purchases like grocery stores, or sometimes if you open up a new credit card, they'll give you like an extra $500 or $200. So I check him out. Go ahead and check him out. Graham Stephan. He also has a Graham Stephan show. He talks a lot about that. That's where I'm getting my knowledge, because one of the things I worked on last year and a few years ago is financial knowledge, because financial literacy is like almost absent in the United States. We ain't taught shit when we graduate school, high school. We're not taught how to be able to manage a credit card. We're not taught about what do you need to do to buy a house. We're not taught about apartment or credit. None of that. We don't learn any of that shit, and that shit is real. Like that is the most realest thing you want to know. If you know how to manage your money, you can do a lot of things. And if you know how to be like. If you know how to live below your means, you can also do a lot of things too. So.
Yeah, for real. And I know it's gonna kind of change the subject a little bit, but
go ahead.
It's just, it all comes down to self-discipline. For real. At the very end, when you have very good self-discipline, man, you don't even like the benefits of it are amazing. You're able to say no to a lot of things that you shouldn't be saying that. You don't give in to peer pressure.
Yeah.
And you're able to, like you said, you're able to be more responsible with your cards because. The price that comes with making that swipe when you shouldn't, and you think about it instead of just ignoring it and later dealing with it. In that moment where you're gonna get yourself into, so it's better to just have that control where you're like, nope, I'm cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. Self-discipline is a major factor, and that like you said that does tie into financial responsibility. If you don't have no self-discipline, you're gonna be a fucking ton of debt. But it's also important to note that credit cards aren't evil. I'm just saying, credit cards are a tool that you use to build your credit, to show the credit companies that you are a responsible human being and that they can trust you in, like, getting an apartment and paying your bills on time. So, the problem isn't the credit card. The credit card is just an object, right? The problem is the person holding the credit card. You can have two different people holding the same credit card, and one of them is just being more responsible and paying their dues, and the other one is just going crazy. So, and that does affect you because, again, how much credit you use, how much do you make your payments all the time, all that affects your credit score. And if your credit score ain't up to par, you're going to be struggling a lot. You can talk to people who've had bad credit scores, and they can tell you, like, man, they missed out on all kinds of opportunities. Having a good credit will open up a lot more opportunities to you.
Yeah, for real. No, definitely, brother. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, work on that. And
self-discipline. Yeah, it starts with like small things too. You don't have to like. We're talking about self-discipline is a necessary trait. Like we'll just start. You can start with something small. Maybe it doesn't even have to be finances. It can be like you don't eat that extra candy that you probably shouldn't have eaten. And then you start building up your self-discipline. It's a trait, and you can work on it. And how much you work on it just depends on who you are. Like, do you want to be more self-disciplined? And people that are self-disciplined, they get ahead in life because they just know how to say no to things.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to say no to a lot of things, but that just allows you to say no to things now. That way, in the later, you can enjoy a little bit of that delayed gratification.
Yeah, definitely, man. And oh man, I had it. Crap. But yeah, no, definitely feels good. Like when you. Oh, and there you go.
I'm gonna hit the restroom real quick.
I bet. And that's the thing too. Like when you're learning, when you're working on your self-discipline and you're saying no to a lot of things. The funny thing is that a lot of tests come your way. A lot of, you're getting more invited. You're getting more invited into things. More opportunities are popping up. Even if you stop, like, I don't know, let's just say you stop talking to girls, more opportunities pop up. But you have to be able to have that self-control so that when you are, building on your discipline, whenever those tests come up, you're aware of it and you also know how to react to them instead of doing what you're doing and paying for it later. That's something cool about self-control and self-discipline is that ability to be able to, say no to things, say no to those events, say no to those friends. People who want to hang out and just want to drink all the time. Like, you can say no, and then I don't know, you show up once in a while. I think it's even better for you because you're more focused on your grind and you're more focused to elevate yourself to levels you only thought about. So yeah, self-discipline is something that I truly believe in and something that I'm really working on because I noticed that a lot more opportunities are popping up in my life that I continuously say no to. And I'm seeing the progress that I'm getting from saying no to all those questions. And yeah, so self-discipline. Keep working on it.
Let's go. No, I like talking about that. Cause I remember I think there was a study of kids, and there was it has to do with self-discipline, but obviously they're not going to tell the kids it's self-discipline. It's pretty much like they have a kid in a room. I think it's called the marshmallow test. And there's like a bowl of marshmallows or something. And they say you can either have one marshmallow right now, or if you wait, you can have like 5, or you get like way more marshmallows, right? And then they'll purposefully leave the room, but they'll leave like a marshmallow thing, and they'll say, okay, you can either. They have cameras, right? So they're watching the kids, and so their kids, they're trying to see, like, I think it's delayed gratification. Like, what's the benefits of delayed gratification? And so the kids that didn't immediately eat the marshmallows, they created ways to purposefully distract themselves from the marshmallows in front of them. So they had these mind games they would play to not get the marshmallow now, so that way later they can get they can get more marshmallows.
Sick.
So they found out the kids that delayed gratification end up enjoying the marshmallows later more. They end up resisting that impulse to just do things, and so there was a lot of like benefits of just delayed gratification. So it was pretty interesting to know about that study.
Right, especially for a kid, that's hella hard.
yeah, especially
hella sweet.
A bowl of marshmallow. Oh man, talk about temptation, and they leave it right there in the room too.
Man. Yeah. So man.
Yeah, man.
Wonder how that test would be like if I was like if that happened to me as a kid. I wonder how that'd be like. Like, would I have passed it at the time or would I not? That's interesting.
As long as it's not tamarindo, man. That's my weakness. Tamarindo candy. That shit's my weakness.
Yeah, if they put a Snickers on mine, bro, I'm down for it. I'll be like, I mean, not now, but at that time.
Yeah. Back then, I used to be like really into like sour candies, so Sour Patch Kids and Sour Belts and all those sour gummies, all that shit. That was my jam. But I can't eat sour candy no more. It hurts my teeth. I can eat tamarindo still.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's slightly sour and spicy and sweet. So.
Yeah, it's like a blend of three.
Yeah. That's why I like that kind of candy because it has like a blend of those.
Feel it. Yeah. I like Snickers because I feel smooth in it. I guess it's just the chocolate of it.
Is it the crunch or is it the actual like chocolate?
It's the chocolate, yeah. Because I like it, but also the peanuts too. They're pretty good in there too. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just the chocolate. I don't know. I guess something about chocolate just makes me feel smooth.
Chocolate anything like chocolate candy, chocolate ice cream, chocolate.
No, I would say just the Snickers. Yeah, because I can't do Milky Ways.
You can't do Reese's or Twix.
Oh, I could do Reese's. Twix. I'll eat it, but I'm not like a big fan. Kit Kats, it's hit or miss. Sometimes I'll do it. Yeah, but like Hershey's, nah. Because it's too thick and too like all in my teeth. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Ice cream too. I'll do it, but I won't really enjoy it. Or like a milkshake, not really. Yeah, I think it's just Snickers. There's something about Snickers. I just feel smooth when I eat. Like I have like hungry, grab a Snickers. I'm like feel smooth, grab a Snickers.
Oh, look at you trying to be a snack for a lady. Oh, nah, that's funny. Nah, that's cool. That's cool. Snickers. Yeah, chocolate's hard for me to get into, unless it's like ice cream or something, or like ice cream. Ice cream can be my downfall too. Yeah. Like cookies and cream. Oh that's my shit right there.
Cookies and cream is cool.
Cookies and cream, bro. That is my shit. Like when I don't know if you ever had, they have Hershey's, like they have the Hershey Snicker bar, but they have cookies and cream. Oh wow. Oh, that shit's hella good, bro. Damn. That shit's hella good.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I remember like it just brought me back to an old memory. I remember like growing up, the ice cream trucks that used to pass around, how we would like run and stop them and you get your ice cream.
Bro, ice cream was hella cheap. It was like $1, $2.
Hell yeah.
It was nice.
I remember when this, cause you said cookies and cream. I remember the snowstorms. That was my favorite one out of all of them. It was like, at the time it was $2. I think now it's like $4, bro. It's hella expensive. But at the time it was like $2. I got $2 for a snowstorm, bro. I used to be so juiced. I get my little wooden spoon, freaking in there, just eating, playing outside. Oh man, good times.
Good times.
Yeah, good freaking times.
Ice cream trucks. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah. I just hear the sound and.
Yeah, that's just hella funny. They need to do the same thing with like tacos.
Oh, like a taco truck driving around?
Yeah, they need to have like a taco truck, but instead of just like being in one place, just driving around the neighborhood and just, hey, I want tacos. And then they gotta just stop and make quick tacos. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like a drive through. I don't know how to
drop off or freshly made dropped off at your house.
Yeah, like you just run to it and that's it.
You don't get no grease bag.
They'll have to find a good song for that. Well, to get your attention though.
Yeah, let me work on that. No.
I just found your new $1 billion idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Honestly, it really is.
Yeah.
That would be dope. Yeah, that would be dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah, cause if you get delivered or whatever, you know, the tortilla's already hella soggy or the meat's hella cold or everything
like
got messed up.
You're talking about like DoorDash and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, your food gets all spread out and like it's like oh crap.
Or the person goes to the wrong place or comes out late, or sometimes it's not the person's fault. Sometimes it's the restaurant's fault.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is the person. Like I work for the county, and I remember this one time. Oh yeah, go ahead. I remember we're all juiced for lunchtime because we get free food for the county. We're lucky like that. But anyway, I was working in Antioch in the Nick Rodriguez Community Center. Sometimes we get vaccines there. You know, I help with the registration, and it was hitting that time with lunch. And the lunch person, usually they come pretty right. They come like 10, 20 minutes early before our lunch. Nah, man, this person didn't come at their slotted time. So we're waiting 10 minutes. And everybody's like, okay, 10 minutes is forgivable. You know, 10 minutes is like, okay, yeah, you showed up late to the date, but you still want to hang out. You're still trying to get to know the person. So 10 minutes is forgivable. Then 11 minutes, and we're like, what the hell? Then 15 minutes, then we're like, oh shit, is this person not coming? This person did not come until 20 minutes later, okay? And 20 minutes in a 30-minute lunch, okay, it really is not a good look for that person, and it sucks for us. Because now we gotta go and grab our lunch, and we gotta stuff it down our throats, pretty much. We don't have enough time. We don't have enough time to like enjoy every bite, so we're just grabbing the food and stuffing it down because we only got 10 minutes left from our lunch because that DoorDash dude was hecka late and shit. And man, that lunch, I think I had like heartburn for like the rest of the day because I had to like finish a lunch in less than 10 minutes.
Oh, damn. Screw
Yeah,
that.
nah, dude. Yeah, I was just telling them about a story about like when the DoorDash dude came like 20 minutes late, and in a 30-minute lunch, and you know you can't. You gotta stop. You gotta hurry down and eat, and like a ravaged animal, bro. You look like you look like a fucking raccoon, but just like stuff in your face.
Hey man, can't even
do
lunch.
You still gotta like sanitize. You know, we have sanitizer stations. We gotta wash our hands still. You know, all that takes time.
Yeah. Oh man, that's weak.
That's solid, bro.
Yeah, nah, man. All right, what do you think about all right, all three school levels, which one had the best pizza? Elementary, middle, or high? To you, which had the best pizza?
So we're comparing Sun Terrace. So just to give you guys context, Sun Terrace, Glenbrook, and Mount.
Yeah.
Glenbrook. I didn't really eat Sun Terrace food. I mostly ate at the cafeteria, and it was pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. Sun Terrace, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, so I had to knock off Sun Terrace. So I didn't really have a lot of pizzas because of that, because their food was so good. So I'm gonna knock off Sun Terrace.
Okay.
So now I'm left with Glenbrook and Mount. Okay, so between Glenbrook and Mount, I'm thinking, well, I had free lunch because, I mean, my mom did make hella dough, and she was a single mom. So I qualified for free lunch. And Mount had some really good food, not gonna lie. So I would say I'm gonna go with Glenbrook just because I had to eat a lot more pizzas because their cafeteria food sucks. Okay, so I had to like the money that my grandma would give me or something like the $5. I would see her. I would go and spend it on pizza because like the cafeteria food it was this really disgusting cafeteria food. It was like these pre-made shit. They just heated up in this bad oven. I remember one time it was like a hamburger, and it was like in this black container with like a film over it, like a plastic film.
Oh, yeah.
And I would open it, and that shit would be hella soggy. Or sometimes I'll open it, and it would be like, bro, like I kid you not, there was one time there was like mold in my fucking burger meat. That shit was nasty as fuck. But sometimes you would get like ravioli and it was good or something. Or macaroni and cheese or something like that, and it was still cool.
Oh yeah.
Chicken nuggets. I would love those chicken nuggets with ketchup sauce. But man, the burgers, none of that shit. So I had to go and take some money and go to the money. I'll save up some money and go to and just straight buy pizza because I knew the cafeteria, the food wasn't gonna be that great that day. So I'm gonna go with Glenbrook.
Got it.
What about you?
I go Mount.
Oh yeah, tell me why.
Yeah, I go Mount. I mean, they all weren't. I mean, they were cool, right? I don't know if I ever tried the one at Glenbrook. You talking about the one at this? Was it the food shack or the snack shack?
Yeah, the snack shack.
I don't know if I don't think I ever had one.
I think it was Domino's.
Oh yeah, then they win. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I had everything but that.
I think it was Pizza Hut.
Damn. Yeah, I never went there. I never wanted to be in that line for some reason. Even though they had the best stuff. I only went when I got like the Paytot Cheetos or like Gatorades and stuff.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
but pizza, I never. Well, I probably have had it. I just don't remember.
Cheetos, I forgot about that. That shit was hella good.
Yeah, those are the days. Yeah, I don't know, something about Mount. Like, I mean, it wasn't hella fire, but I don't know, it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you put like your ranch or whatever on it, and
that's funny.
I made it through. It was cool. I was like,
dude, that's so funny. We're talking about. I hella forgot about the snack shack.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back to me. They had curly fries, French fries. That shit was like bomb, but you had to pay. That's the only bad thing.
Yeah.
You had to pay you had to cough up the cash.
Yeah, for the good.
It was pay to play game, huh? Yeah, snack shack. Did they have? Yeah, sodas. That's what it was.
At first they did.
Bro, the first year.
Yeah.
Dude, every time we leave, it gets better. Okay, first, so Sun Terrace, right? When we were in Sun Terrace, bro, there were days where it was fucking hot, and they didn't have air conditioning on it like they used, like they now. And then when we leave, Okay, they fucking finally decided to put air conditioning into the fucking classrooms and shit, right? And then Glenbrook, like similar thing, like the portals,
The portables.
portables, yeah, same thing. Like some of them didn't, or some of the classrooms didn't have like air conditioning and shit like that. And we'd be sweating. It would be like 90 degrees or 100 degrees, and we had these danky ass windows. They didn't do jack shit. We would open them, but we're just like letting in hot air and shit. It didn't do shit for us. Then they installed like a new sign in front of Glenbrook. I don't know if you remember, but they put a brand new like electronic sign and stuff like that. Oh, and then when we got there, they got rid of all the soda machines and they replaced them with like Gatorade machines. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
We were pissed.
Yeah, bro.
The soda machines were hella cheap. They were like $1. You get like a cool like Coke or Sprite. I know it's not like the best for your health, but hey, we were kids, okay? We grew up with soda. We're like the last generation that really knows what a can of Coke is when you get it from a vending machine.
Yeah.
We were kind of pissed.
Yeah, they got rid of all of them.
They got rid of the sodas, but hey, they got rid of the sodas when we first got there, and then when we left, they added hella shit to the school. So that was kind of fucked up. And then, what did they do with Mount?
They added all the solar panels.
They added solar panels so you can actually, like, if you had a car, you can be in the shade.
One thing you got to avoid that I had to deal with, I don't know, was there already a fence all throughout the whole school when you graduated?
What's up?
No, was there a whole fence around the whole school when you graduated? Yeah. It was already there? Oh, I never
That's when we got there fucking freshman year. That's another thing. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. They added the fucking fence, and we couldn't go out, like, before.
Oh, yeah.
I remember we took a tour to Mount, and there was, like, this, I forget what they call it, but you know, the kids had the ability to go out and go to town and go to, like, what is that shit called? Los Gallos?
Oh, yeah.
You can go out and buy, like, tacos and shit. Like, they had the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, they're like, nah, that's not happening. Like, and we're going to put you guys, like, in prison. Like, they put, like, literally they put a whole fence around our school. And our school is an outdoor school. Like, you have to go from one building to another to put context.
Yeah, to go to class, yeah.
Yeah, you have to go from, like, the English building to, like, the science building and stuff like that. But nah, they put a fucking whole fence and everything. I was pissed.
Nah, I feel it, yeah.
Because we couldn't, like, that was the cool thing about Mount was, like, you can go out and go to town and come back. Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I know some kids, they ain't gonna come back. But
yeah, definitely not. I know, but that wasn't our fault.
That wasn't, I do remember that. That's the sins of the past. Why do we gotta pay for the sins of the past?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember that's what they told us when we did our walkthrough. I remember that's what they were telling us, like, yeah, you know, like, you can go out, you can have lunch somewhere, but you gotta come back to class. I'm like, oh, well, you could. I already had hell ideas.
Yeah.
And then, and then when we got there, it was like, nope, you gotta stay in. I was like, whoa.
What the fuck?
All right.
Yeah, Mount was an interesting school, man. It was such an interesting school. Most of the people that came from Mount didn't even live in the area. They lived like in Antioch or Bay Point, Pittsburgh.
Bay Point, Pittsburgh.
They would, literally, I would come there early a little bit. And then I'll just see like 3 buses of just fucking yellow buses or multiple buses just coming in and dropping kids off, and then the school all of a sudden just fills up.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you're right, dude. Yeah, the school fills up.
Yeah, they just drop off like hella kids. It was an interesting school, man.
Yeah, even like, and that was kind of like, also too. Like,
what's up?
No, like you know, if a honey, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
If they were in what's it called? Like if they lived in Bay Point,
yeah,
you know, and their means of transportation was the bus, you know, that kind of was like a bad thing too, because it's like, you know, you're trying to kick it out of school or whatever, right? And it's like they can't because they gotta go back home on the bus, and it's like
that's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well,
that's hella fucked up for us.
You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a weak thing about it.
That was hella weak.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
But it was interesting though, cause for me, I was in JROTC, which is junior ROTC, and what ROTC is like it prepares you for the army. You learn about self-discipline, you learn about like honor, duty, respect, that kind of shit. You learn chain of command. You learn how to respect, pretty much. and be self-disciplined. Like I learned a lot of my self-discipline through JROTC, and I had to wear like a uniform every like once a week. I have to wear a uniform. Everything had to be like everything had to be like on top, like the from your toes, your shoes had to be shined, your uniform had to be pressed, had to, you had to look good. Your medals, the things that you had to wear on your collar, they had to be turned a certain way and had to be shined a certain way. And if they're not shined, well, guess what? You're doing push-ups today, or you're doing pull-ups in the uniform. Okay, that sucks. Or you're doing fucking drills with these heavy ass guns. These are like actual World War II guns, and we had to carry them. And sometimes we were there like holding these old ass guns. There are those rifles where you had to. It used to be these giant ass rifles where you had to put a bullet in to close the. I forgot what it's called. The chamber. So it was like a rifle. It was a rifle. They were rifles. They were actual rifles.
Oh wow!
But the thing is, if you were to, you don't want to open it because if you did, well, we don't have. They're not made for guns anymore, right? We use them as props when we do our marches and stuff. But if you were to open up that slot somehow, there's like a little butt in the back inside the gun, and that shit like you could lose a finger, like no joke.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, we were playing with real old guns, like rifles, World War II.
That's pretty dope.
It was cool. Like it was cool because when I went there, there was Sergeant and Sergeant Major Smith, and they balanced each other out. Like they were yin yang. One of them was like super like anal, and you had to get your shit done. It had to be done on time and stuff like that. And then the other guy was like super chill and like more relaxed. So they balanced each other out. Like it wasn't some crazy ass thing. But anyway, yeah, JROTC, yeah, I learned like chain of command. I learned about values, respect. I learned about just things that I think helped me become a better man. It like made me grow up and it made me learn about self-discipline. It made me value like people more. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. Like, and then we had to wear, like I said, we had to wear uniforms. We had PT once a week. We learned about different things of like military. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I would always go to school early because I had to be there early.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure everything was good. And I had to walk to school too. That's another thing. I walked Yeah, dude, I had to walk from my house to Mount. That was like 4 miles or something.
Damn.
So I had to, cause nobody. My mom. I lived in a single mom household, by the way. She worked in San Francisco, and she had to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to San Francisco. So nobody was gonna give me a ride. So I was walking my ass from my house to school and back. So what I did was, a trick I would do was I would go with like my sneakers. I'll wear my uniform, but I'll have my sneakers, so that way I can my shoes are still shine.
Yeah. And
then like right before class, I'll put my other other shoes on, so that way they're still shining and everything.
Yeah. You wore them from your house all the way to school.
Dude, my feet would have been done.
Yeah, definitely.
I would have had it would have been all bad.
Man.
Yeah, I had to wear a uniform, and then I had to wear like this little hat too.
Dang, how would you go? Would you go like down your hill, or would you go like going towards BART and then take that all the way down?
No, I would go towards the North Concord BART, and then I'd go all the way down, straight down.
Okay, yeah.
Nah, because then the other way you have to. If I were to go down all the way down, I would have to make a left, and that left is hell far, going from the end of that hill to all the way down to that intersection.
Yeah, that's far.
Where that Burger King is.
Yeah, just to go down.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Nah, nah. So I did the other way, and that turned out to be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit was like at least a 40-minute walk. I was walking fast. It was like at least, I think, 3 miles.
Yeah, no, yeah. It should be like that long.
Yeah.
That's a far walk.
Yeah.
You're like at the very end, going to like going towards downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
It's far, yeah.
I'm like in the industrial area to like all the way downtown.
Yeah. Damn.
that shit, I hate it. That's why I hate it. I mean, that was the one thing I didn't like about JROTC. Because the fucking uniform, because I had to walk all the way to school with my damn uniform on. That shit sucked. Yeah, and then we had, it wasn't, I wish schools would continue to have it because it's an option for people, like, and we're talking about options after high school, like, I think being in the military is a great option for a lot of people, and it teaches you a lot of things that you probably wouldn't have learned in your civilian life, and you appreciate the value of work, you appreciate waking up in the morning, and you appreciate everything, you appreciate people. I don't know, it makes you feel like, wow, I'm serving my country. There's like a duty thing, like you feel like you're doing something that's helping the world, right? So I mean, it's like the military can be really good for a lot of people. You'll learn about like self-discipline, nothing is ever given to you, everything is earned, shit like that. Teamwork. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good sense of purpose. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it definitely it'll straighten you out because you're not the only person there, and if you fuck up, well, you're gonna pay for those consequences. You learn about there's consequences to your actions, and it doesn't just affect you; it affects your whole team. And you might, if you keep fucking up, the whole team might not like you very well.
Oh man, yeah, no, I can't.
So you want to be like the best that you can be, and achieve a level where you're doing the best you can be. Where you fuck up, it's like, okay, let me learn or let me try, and you work with your team members to see where they can help you to not fuck up so much. And so you're all growing together. Like that's what I like about JROTC.
Man, that's sick.
Yeah, like, man, when that one person keeps fucking up, and then you gotta pay for their consequences, man, it sucks, bro. That person, you hate that person for like a second, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel it, yeah.
It's like you keep fucking up, and you're goofing off, and you know what you should be doing, but you just choose not to. It's like, fucking hate you right now. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna grab a fucking soap and the pillow.
Yeah. Hell yeah. If you got anything else, brother, I think I'm ready to sign off.
Alright. Let me think about something. Nah, man, just super excited for this year, and I know we're planning to have more guests on. We're both working on trying to get more guests. If you guys want to be part of the podcast, hit us up. Like, we'll we're part of the Bay Area. We want to be able to represent the Bay Area, so we're happy to have anybody on. So go ahead and shoot us. You can shoot us at our Fuego y Sonrisa Instagram, and you can also shoot us at email if you like. But Instagram would be our best bet to get in touch with us.
Yeah, if you guys want to come on, you guys have any questions, you guys are always free to comment down below. You guys could always comment on our Instagrams or hit us up, see what we're up to. We're glad to see what you guys are up to, and if anybody has benefited from any of our our talks, we'll be glad to see what you're doing and what you're up to and how your life has changed. So we're just hoping the best for you guys, for sure.
Yeah. And with that,
you boy Fuego out.
And Señor Sonrisa, que le vaya muy bien a todos.
Peace.